Sagittarius, how you doing? Okay, so I've got to get through this really quickly. So I'm having to do this on every single one. So if somebody would timestamp it for me, please. Thank you. So this is for your April, okay? So what I've done is I've drawn you some loads of different cards, actually. So we've got some from the Doreen Virtue Angel Therapy deck, okay? And that's going to be your guidance for this month, hopefully, but in general also. And then there's also going to be some same kind of cards, but the Love Oracle cards, okay? So that'll be done now, pretty much, but the guidance for the angel guidance for this, okay? But I've had to change things up. So if you've only just found the channel, please, if you want to go back to watch March or something like that, where I used to do the whole thing completely differently and pretty much give everybody everything, you would kind of see what kind of reader I am, okay? But this is for your April, and I've changed things over. So I over on Vimeo now, there's a new page, and it's not going to be in the bi-weekly one like it was last month. It's now going to be in the one that lists under extended monthly readings. Now there's going to be bonus material that's put in there for 3 months. So that's why I've done a buy all option for $19 if you want to subscribe to that. That'll give you access to that folder, whatever I put in the monthly, obviously this one, and all your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus for this month, and then next month and the month after that, okay? And that'll give you 3-month access to as long as you want to watch it. If you don't, and you just want to kind of watch and how I clarify everything afterwards, but everything changes over there, it really does. In US dollars, it'll be $5.31 or £4 if you're in Great British Sterling, okay? That'll just be for the one reading. So if you want to watch your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, or anybody else's that you may be interested in, and other bonus material that I put in either of those, and that will still be applied to what it did last month within the bi-weeklies also. There's still an option there, okay? But that is an option for everybody to do, and it's all in the description, okay, guys? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you the guidance, the angel guidance, but I'm only going to reveal these ones. Over on Vimeo, we'll also do thoughts and feelings, and I'll try cross comparison of whether it's you picking up that feeling or them, if it's soulmate energy. Try to break it down and bring it all into one story, but also as many as I do, because I channel messages, as a lot of you know, okay? I'm a channeler. It's just a spread, and I channel as much as I can, and it really relates to a lot of people, okay? So that's pretty much how I do it. So how I'm starting things now, I'm going to give you this, and then the first deck of cards, this will be your karma card here, the karmic parts, and then the rest of these will be overturned, and we'll deal with that one and what may relate to you. But the rest of it will all be done over on Vimeo, and then I'll clarify everything, thoughts and feelings, and then I'll also give you your love oracle, and then also the overall energy, and see where we go from there. But all the options are in the description. I am going on holiday in April, at the beginning of April. So if you want a private reading or anything like that, try and get them in now. There is a couple of 3 people that are interested in that. So if you do want a reading, a Skype call or anything, all the information is in the description as normal. So please send me an email, and I'll try to fit you in as quick as I can, okay, if you're interested in that. It's all in there. Great. So that's out the way, Sagittarius. So let's go, guys. So for a start, for your healing of this month, but in general, your inner guidance is real and trustworthy, okay? Your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. But I have seen these write about your thoughts and feelings, and this one was the first one out. So this is going to match up with this, really. So when I first started, so this really does depend. If you're extremely gifted and clairvoyant and God knows what else, you probably know this anyway, okay? But in order to start to become spiritual and on your alignment of your calling, of your life path, purpose and your calling, before I actually started doing tarot cards, I used to write, obviously, and that's becoming the change. A lot of you probably follow that. But I used to Esoteric Spirit write, and I realised that I was going to write a story, but what I was really writing was spirit messages to the future. Of then what I used to write there, I now actually teach and implement that in the cards also, and that's why I'm also a teacher. Okay, but a lot of it was about light working and God knows how much stuff, and through my old channel of how I used to teach people certain things. So writing it down is how you also tell Spirit that you're willing to listen to what it is they're going to say, and that will grow through your intuition, because your intuition is your hearing, you know, your sight, vision and everything. Your intuition all comes from that, and it grows, you know, trust me, I'm going cold. So that's, you start to know that your gift becomes your gift as you're in alignment with your gift, with your life path, and as it meets you the same time as you're supposed to within divine timing. It'll only ever come to you as you go and as you walk, and it'll help you through your process of your soulmate relationships, your love relationships and everything. So please make sure that if you are, and you are interested in that, is that your inner guidance is real and trustworthy, and write about your thoughts and feelings. It's a good way of purging out, you know, getting it out. Write a blog, write a book, you know, or even do tarot card readings or anything like that. But if you hear certain things or whatever, or dream journals, all that kind of stuff, write that stuff down. You know, that's all good stuff to keep, because it's yours personally. You know, it's your experiences, and you learn to, your intuition will grow through that. So write everything down and keep your, and it's trustworthy, you know, your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. So you might be a little number in someone's red book. You're more than a number in my little red book. You're more than a one night stand. Okay, so some of you might be having one night stands, right, bruv? So let's see, so energy healing work. So there you go. So energy healing work. You see how many rays and beacons of light come from this person's head? Well, this is us as humans. We have rays and beams of light. I was going to do a thing about this, but this is not mine. But you can actually open your own chakras of the throat chakra, the mind chakra, there's loads of beacons of light that come from the head. Okay, so energy healing work is very important, you know, because you have a negative on your hand and a positive on your hand, and that you can open up your own mind. But making sure that you keep up with, obviously daily or weekly or whatever, but kind of daily really, doing meditation work. You know, it really does heal you, and it really does help relax you. You know, because you become centered. You have to become centered within your third eye. Everything has to be in alignment. You see, alignment 7 has to align you with yourself. So when you do that, that's when you might start to realize, well, I'm hearing stuff. So write it down. You know, don't think that you're crazy. Trust me, I used to think I was crazy loads of the time. I used to also try and take tablets in order to get rid of headaches, until I realised that they were awakenings, and then I had something like 50 or more over a period of time. You know, spiritual awakenings can be very frightening for people when they don't know what they are. So don't worry about that. If you are worried about that, just reach out and I'll give you some guidance. Okay, but this is your life purpose. There you go. It's your life purpose. And look at all the beacons of light that come in from this soul. Okay, it's actually holding on to an energy source of 1. There you go, an energy source of 1. But your vibration is everything in life, and I've been saying this a lot. You know, my vibration level of a code is an 11. I was actually born in 11. That's not my life path number. Mine is 7. But my energy fluctuation vibration level of hertz is in 11. Again, so I don't know if you know much about them. But your vibration's everything to keep under lock and key. It really is, because all these are beacons of light, and they attract in like moths to a flame of a lesson of something. So you have to keep yourself guarded and protected of your energy source, and it is very important that you do that, especially being a fire sign, because people will want it, so they'll drain it. You do not need to be drained as a Sagittarius, but trust me, I've got it in my 2nd house, so a lot of people see me as a Sag. You know, very fire and passionate, but you got to keep that. You got to keep that stuff. You have to keep it under lock and key, because it's very important to you, being a sun sign of a Sag, because you're also mutable. So don't let people just take your light and your energy freely. Okay, freely if you are, but that's okay if you are. It's just a period of growth and learning that you will learn. You know, we do. So many people drain our energy. That's why it's important to know your soul groups and people and yourself in general, of how many boundaries and things that you have to have in life in order to protect yourself. You know, through energy thieves, vampires, you know, love, relationships, jobs, everything. It's all parts of growing and learning of how we become independent. Okay, so let's get on with the tarot cards. So that's your healing. Okay, so pretty much just write stuff down, you know, just keep going with it. You know, if you're poets and stuff, just write it down, and you've got to have a backer in your chart, really. You know, I do have Aries as a backer in mine, so, and Taurus descendant, so, you know, pushing things forward. But my Aries parts of my chart is a good backer in order to be able to push forward and move forward. But you've got to know your charts. So there you go. So you've got Knight of Swords. So this is kind of your karma card. So this is a message that was probably delivered that could have been cutthroat maybe from the past. This is heading out towards what may have happened in March. So parts of March, you could have just been literally just communicating with someone. It doesn't have to mean cutthroat energy. It just means fast energy of thinking, feeling, contemplating, and actually communicating with people. On the dark side of stuff, that can mean sometimes that energy can be like cutthroat when we, as a karma card, where we realise the truth, because the knight always carries the truth, you see. So it can be a truth-seeking self kind of provocation card, but it's heading out towards this way, okay? So we'll start to see how things play out. Well, there you go. So someone could have been lying. I mean, this is kind of like self-deception. Depends what's under this card. Self-deception, it's like a 7. It's aligning yourself with the truth, you know, it does, because you're 7 chakras, 7 days of the week. We're all part of 7 and 8, you know, universal energy and alignment of your chakras, 7. So that can be why this was here. Energy healing work, you know, people, this can be you or them, Sag, you know, vice versa, cross watchers, all that kind of stuff. Can be self-deceit. Someone could have realised about self-deceit and they backed away from it and they're now communicating with someone else. But this is kind of like running from the past. It's like running away from... 7 of Swords also is a very tricky energy because it's carrying the 5 of Swords, you know, which is like a fight, basically. It can be mind games and manipulation, you don't know. It can be narcissism, but it can also just mean a fight, you know. The 5 of Swords is more like a fight. It's like a battle. It can be a battle within your own mind, which is also relates to self-deceit, where the mind is just full of static and you can't think, and you end up self-deceiving yourself because of the ego and the pride. But you can also be in a battle, and it could have been cutthroat energy, and you're running, it's kind of like you're running from it, but to it, kind of thing. It's a very conflicting, weird energy. It's running away from a decision, of making a decision, but it's made a decision because it's running away from a fight. So you may be involved in different kind of partied kind of stuff, maybe. You know, this is why self-awareness is very important. So running away, well, whoa, that's strange. Someone's trying to run from the truth, but they're also trying to look back at it, like run towards the truth. Someone, you could well receive a lot of messages. This is a lot of air energy, but freeing energy, like, because it's central to the truth. The truth. This is also a very spiritual card, you know. But the 7 of Swords is looking back at someone that could have delivered the truth or will deliver the truth. And that may be why someone's running from making a decision, or they've made a decision and they're now communicating with someone else and they've made a decision on what it is that they want, and they really want someone that is a good communicator and truth, because this is pure truth, the Ace of Swords. But it's like someone's running away from the actual truth, and they're communicating with someone else. Because the 7 of Swords is not looking where it's going, delivering the message, but it's also looking at the truth. That's confusing. Okay. So the 4 of Cups is really about reconciliation, 3 of Cups. But it's like not trying to reconcile with the past of where things have been stuck, but trying to reconcile with someone new that is like the 3 of Cups, which is divine union. Like divine union. Someone else around has an actual spiritual divine union, yet they're more concentrated on than they are actual deception. You know, this can also be self-deceit, but it's like someone is running from not running, but like leaving the past behind, pretty much. Like, I'm leaving the past behind. I'm carrying all what I've learned, which is about fighting and blaming, and that I can't blame situations in life, and that I can't run from responsibility of communication. So because of that, I'm now looking towards someone else that is actually spiritual, like a retreat, and this can also mean paperwork. If it's to do with work or a job, it's like I want to move away from a job fast. It could be to do with travel also, but this is also about paperwork and law maybe, but paperwork, getting things in a line, paper job, and waiting for something like paperwork to come through. Waiting for paperwork to come through. Waiting for paperwork of an offer of, this can be love, but it can just be I'm waiting for an offer of something so I can reconcile with love, maybe. I'm waiting for paperwork to come through. I'm waiting for paperwork to come through, or the truth to come through about something, where they're going to make me an offer of something, so it gives me to open up in order to go towards Three of Cups, which is like my past, or to something that's built up of where it's like the Three of Cups, which is divine union with soulmate. That's kind of what it's, because it's like, I know this cup here is an offer of love, but this here is like the offer that's coming in. So it's like I need to wait for this offer of the truth, or I need to wait for paperwork or marriage kind of stuff, if it's to do with the marriage or anything about the truth of something, you know, and I'm waiting for that to be offered to me so I can actually move. You might want to move, literally move somewhere, or it might have something to do with travel. There's a lot of travel because it's a lot of air travel. This can also be like a travelling card. But I'm wanting to receive something so I can actually not be stuck, because I feel stuck where I am. I feel completely stuck where I am and I need to move, but I need this, whatever this is, to come in first before I can actually make a decision, which is the Two of Swords, make a decision and communicate and travel, like fast travel. Okay, so that's kind of like going it alone also. Nine of Swords can talk about PTSD. Nine of Wands can talk about PTSD and trauma, can do. But it can also talk about going alone. You know, I go it alone because I'm being ghosted, or I've been ghosted from the past, or I just want to go it alone. If it's to do with work and career, finances, anything like that, I want to go it alone. So you might want to be independent. You know, the 9 talks about independence to me. I don't know about anybody else readers-wise, but 9 talks about independence because it's like the declaration of independence, of war, of battle, of greed. You know, the 9 of Pentacles talks about single and independent. You know, so this is someone that's independent because they actually stand alone, but they're also got past actions of trauma. So they're actually wanting to go it alone, but they're also seeking something, because the 9 is like a soul cry of 999 of help, of like a completion. So someone's completed something, but they're waiting for something to complete in order for it to come in so they can actually go forward again. Forward again. Because I'm kind of picking up that I want to meet someone. You know, there's no one there. I'm looking for someone, but they're not there. So I'm waiting to meet them. And I'm waiting to leave, and I'm waiting to go, but I'm waiting for something to come in so I can move forward, because this is like a forward movement card. It's like, well, I'm ready to go. Might look traumatic or whatever, but it's basically still like I want to leave the past behind or whatever it is, and I want to go forward on a new journey. You know, I'm ready to go. I'm still ready to go. Doesn't matter. I'm going. You know, it's kind of like, I don't care. It don't matter. I'm going. But I just need this offer first before I can move and go. Yeah, that could play out in so many different ways, Sagittarius, but at the moment, that is your reading. I can't keep channeling everything here because I could go on for days. So I'm going to leave it there, and we'll start to go over everything that's here and then also clarify it. And then I've got to remember, because I forgot to do Scorpios, but do your thoughts and feelings through another deck and just try and cross comparison and see what happens. And we'll obviously do everything else. But that is in the description. It's under extended monthly readings. All right, guys? All right, peace. Cheers.